welcome, namaste. My name is Christy, and this is a Yin Yoga and Reiki practice, and we'll be focusing on the solar plexus, the Manipura chakra, which is the third chakra above the navel for this practice. And this practice is part of a journey through the chakra system, the energy system, through the lens of Yin Yoga, Reiki, and Yoga Nidra that I've created. So I'll put below this video the link to the Solar Plexus Yoga Nidra practice that is wonderful to do right after this practice, or can be done on their own and very powerful as well. And then I'll put a link to the full immersion so you can join me through the journey through the chakras, through these gentler practices of Yin Yoga, Reiki, and Yoga Nidra. And for class today, I will be demonstrating and using some props, but know that you can absolutely do this practice without props. I'll give lots of options. I'll be using a bolster, a blanket, and 2 blocks, but you can grab whatever you have at home. Pillows, blankets, books of this size, or again, you can do the practice without any props if that feels better for you. And so during this practice, we will invite in some deeper held twist to really activate this power center in the body. And this area, the solar plexus, is connected to our digestion and also our adrenals. So this whole mid region of the body. And then we'll invite in some self-Reiki, just this channeling of healing, loving, supportive energy for the energy system. So when we're ready, we will get started in a comfortable seat. And if you want to, you can come onto a pillow or a blanket just to lift your hips a little higher if that feels better for you. And just coming into Sukhasana. And taking a moment to bring your hands to the tops of your thighs, close down your eyes if that feels safe, or just bring your drishti gaze to something non-moving out in front of you. And we'll begin to ignite that power center with the breath. Take a nice big inhale in through the nose. And a clearing breath out through the mouth. Just allowing yourself to arrive to your practice. This gateway inward. And just find a natural rhythm with your breath. Finding a little bit of a deeper breath, breathe into the belly, the ribs, the collarbones, and let the breath overflow at the top, all the way back out, collarbones, ribs, belly. A seamless wave of breath draws into the belly, ribs, collarbones, and let it overflow out, releasing. Just a slow, steady breath to begin our practice. And then just gather your hands at the space at the lowest part of your ribs, above the navel point, to Manipura, which translates to lustrous gem. And this is our power center. This is literally where we generate power in the body. It's also referred to as the hara. And just feel your breath rising and falling underneath your hands. And the element connected to Manipura is fire. It's really the ability to find inspiration and passion for life. Throughout this practice, we'll invite in these deeper twists to support connecting to this power center, using fire to truly illuminate your truth. And take a full breath in and a clearing breath out. Inviting in an intention or a sankalpa for our practice. Repeating, I am confident and empowered and show up in the world as my true self. I am confident and empowered and show up in the world as my true self. Just sending healing energy into your energy system. When you're ready, gently opening the eyes. And take your time coming to hands and knees. We'll come into our first yin posture. We'll come into a twisted variation of child's pose. So you might want to pad underneath the knees with a blanket or a pillow, or you can roll up your mat as well. And then starting with your hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips, extend your right arm towards the sky and open through the chest. Take a nice big inhale as you reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, bring your arm down and underneath, threading the needle. And then allow your right shoulder to land onto the mat. Your right cheek can rest on the mat, or you can slide a block underneath. And your choice, you can settle your hips back in the direction towards your heels or keep them lifted. Just allowing your head to be comfortable here. And your left arm can either reach forward or you can just rest your palm on the mat. And we'll stay here just for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, finding deeper breaths. At any point, if this doesn't feel comfortable in your shoulders, you can always come to child's pose. Just closing down your eyes. Find a position with your hips that feels supportive for you. You can always tuck blocks or pillows underneath your hips as well. And then just allow that center space at the lowest part of the ribs above the navel to soften. And a nice revolution with the twist. And you might find, like I'm finding, my hips are drifting back towards the heels if that feels good for you. Or just find a position with your legs that feels supportive. Also, the more you wrap your right shoulder underneath you, the deeper the twist. And then just give yourself the gift of slowing down and breathing, some spaciousness into your body. And throughout Yin Yoga, we really honor these principles, just finding a first edge that feels nourishing, gives us space to breathe deeply.
And then we're able to find some stillness and soften all the large muscles that we're targeting. And then just allowing time to support the changing of sensations. And of course, you can stay here longer. You can always pause the video on these poses if you feel like you want to stay in them longer, or you can always catch up. We'll take about 5 more deep breaths here. And begin to just slide your left hand back towards you. Press the left palm into the mat. Reach and extend your right arm towards the sky. Find that extension across the heart space. Perhaps take your right arm into some big circles to open up the shoulder and the upper body. And then take it in the opposite direction. Land your right hand down and move through some slow and mindful cat-cows, starting with the belly softening towards the floor. Lift your shoulders up and back. Just slightly lift the chin away from the chest. Exhale, press down into the floor and round the back of your heart towards the sky. Tailbone draws down between the thighs. And just move through very slow and mindful undulations of the spine. And we'll balance that out now with the left arm. Thread the needle. So find a long spine, reach your crown forward, tailbone back. Reach and extend the left arm skyward. Take a full inhale breath, opening up across the heart space and the chest. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath your right, finding your twist. Some options here again. You can sink your hips back as far as it feels good in this first edge or layer. Your right hand can reach forward or pressed into the mat. Allow the belly to soften as you exhale and revolve through the center of the body. Just feeling a nice twist to activate this energy center, the power center. Close your eyes and settle into the shape whenever feels right for you. Become the watcher of your thoughts and just allow them to start to pass through. Like you're watching clouds in the sky, you're just allowing them to dissolve with awareness. And just observe where you feel sensations in your body. And can you refine it even more by directing the breath into those spaces? And just let yourself feel held in the areas touching and supported by the earth. As you essentially wring out this energy in your core. We're here for 5 more breaths. Again, to walk your right hand back towards you if you had it extended. Use that to press down into the earth. Reach your left arm high and take it into those big sun circles. You can visualize that lustrous gem, this beautiful, bright, illuminated sun. And move in both directions in the circles with your arm. Lower your left hand down and move into some intuitive cat-cows. This time inviting in any movements that feel supportive, maybe some big circles with your hips. Allowing yourself to come forward and back. Just slowing down and mindfully moving out of linear patterns with your body. Begin to sit back onto your heels. And transition to your seat by sliding your hips to the right and bring your legs out in front of you. I'm going to sweep to turn facing you. Take a blanket or a pillow if you find that your hips are leaning back in space, and you can sit up on the edge of a blanket. Show you from profile view. So you want to sit your hips up on the edge of something, and this will help to tilt your hips more forward. We'll come into dragonfly pose, but we'll find a twist first. So gather your props if you're using pillow or blocks. Lengthen through your spine, reach the crown up towards the sky. And then gently twist over to the right. So keep your legs as they are. Relax your feet. And find length in the spine as you use your hands to just gently revolve and twist. Slight gaze over the right shoulder. And as you breathe in, imagine rooting down through your hips. And as you exhale, visualize and experience this revolution of twisting through the mid-spine and upper spine, wringing out any tension along the power center. And then come back to center, and for a moment just sit and feel. Every time we start to really discern when things take us away from our power, whether it's thoughts, beliefs, or experiences, we can use the twist, we can use the breath, we can use the awareness to really find our sense of self, our true self. And when we show up as our true self, we are really taking our power back. And begin to twist over to the left this time. Grow up like a tree through the crown of your head and just allow your roots to penetrate down into the earth. As you inhale, grow long, and exhale, twist. One more full breath in. Open mouth, clearing breath out. Let yourself revolve back to center. Just feel that balance, both sides of your body. And we'll come into our dragonfly pose, our forward fold. So you can start to just walk your hands down the center and just allow the chin to fold in towards the chest and round forward. This is also where you can slide props in to support your body. If you have a bolster, you can always slide it underneath your forehead. You can have it long ways underneath you, and you can always use your hands or your arms to support you. You can also stack blocks and support your forehead that way. Find any variation that feels supportive for you today. You can also create a ledge by tucking a block underneath the highest part of your bolster and another block at a lower height underneath the base. And this will just bring the bolster a little closer to you. If you find that you need support underneath the backs of your knees, you can tuck blocks or rolled blankets there, and this will help to allow that pressure to release from the hamstrings. If your hamstrings feel tight or you tend to hyperextend in the backs of your knees. And you can always keep your knees bent as well. Just let your body relax into this forward fold, cooling a fire in the core, creating a bit more balance. Find any position that feels comfortable for your head. And the adrenals that sit in the low back. Just imagine you're soothing that entire space with your breath. A lot of times we attribute our power with doing, achieving, performing, which is also positive and necessary, but we can also take our power back with rest and slowing down, listening to the signals and signs of our body, and meeting our own needs. And every time we listen and honor what the body needs, we build this trusting relationship to our intuition. So can you fully just allow yourself to unfold here into your truest self? Letting yourself show up exactly as you are through the lens of unconditional love, acceptance. Again, you can stay here as long as it feels nourishing for you today. If you want to pause the video, if you're ready to start to rise, just find your palms on a surface where you can press your torso up, maybe pressing your palms into the props or the floor or your legs, and then walking yourself back up. And just take that sacred pause with the spine upright. Take a nice full breath in, clearing breath out. And then for a moment, rub your palms together, activating that energy. And with intention, just bring your hands to the low back, to your adrenals, and drawing in this healing, loving energy. Reiki is universal life force energy. Just feeling your whole body breathing like a sponge, soaking up that energy, nourishing the nervous system. Helping to really unlock any power leaks,
self-defeating thoughts, beliefs, patterns, experiences with others. Just take a few more deep breaths, breathing in the Reiki energy into your low back. And then taking your healing hands and tucking them underneath the backs of your knees. Start to bend your knees. You can slide any props you may have used, like me, out to the side. Just lean back into your hands and let your knees rock side to side. Maybe close your eyes for a moment and just explore the sensation of energy moving through the body. And this energy really animates our passion, our inspiration, our creativity, our drive for life. And then from here, we're going to make our way down to the back. So if you have a pillow or a blanket you want to place underneath the back of the head, and then go ahead and take, if you have blocks or pillows, you can take them on each side of your mat if you are going to use those for a twist, and we'll come all the way down. Begin to squeeze your knees in towards your chest and just grab behind the thighs, the shins, or if you're craving a happy baby, you can grab the feet. And just let your hips rock side to side. Now massaging the low back. Just being gentle, slowing it down. And then begin to lower your feet down. Lift your hips and shift them to the right, just slightly, about 1 inch to 2 inches. Enough space to let both knees fall over to the left for our twist. And then you have props there. If you place them there and you want to use them, you can always use something between the legs, like a block or a pillow or a bolster. You can also place a block out and extend your top leg for a different variation of a twist with the top leg extended. You can always just stack your knees or cross your right leg over your left. And then take up a bit of space with your arms. So extending arms out to the side. If you need a pillow or a blanket underneath your right shoulder or your arm, if your arm is kind of floating off of the mat. And then just allow the neck to relax so your gaze is over the right shoulder. Soft breath in. Clearing breath out. And just let this gentle twist start to unravel any tension, any stagnation that would take this energy center out of balance. And as you show up as your true self, really connected to your sense of worth and inner power, it illuminates this inner light, this glowing inner sun. So with every breath, just visualizing that warm, compassionate, loving sun at the center of your body.
generating energy from the inside out. Let's begin to unravel back to center. Just reversing the steps. You went into the pose. Squeeze your knees back in towards your chest, Apanasana. Grab behind the thighs or the shins and rock your hips side to side, finding neutral. And the best way to balance a twist is to do the other side. So lower your feet back down to the earth. Lift your hips, slide them over to the left about 1 to 2 inches. Knees fall to the right. And find your variation. You can slide something between your legs or cross your left leg over your right. Or again, that variation of extending the left leg long. And then open up through your arms. Gaze over your left shoulder. And close down the eyes and just allow the breath to move in and out of the space of the core. Like a soft, gentle clearing. Every time the breath expands and contracts. I know for me personally, tapping into this inner power center is when I truly let go of needing to be accepted or validated by others. And this true acceptance and validation is something from within. It's how we show up for ourselves, keep our promises to ourselves, and create boundaries to protect that energy. These last 5 deep breaths, allowing that internal glowing sun to illuminate even stronger, building resistance, resilience. Slowly bring your knees back to center. Rock your hips side to side. Take a moment to feel the resonance, the after effects of that pose. And from here, we'll move into Shavasana. So if you know you want to slide something underneath your knees or add more props, you can also cover your eyes if you like. Grab a blanket, anything that feels very cozy and nourishing as we also invite in some self-Reiki. Begin to rub your palms together, activating the energy. And then either hover your hands over your solar plexus, the lowest part of the ribs, above the navel, or you can place your hands on your body. Setting the intention for Reiki to flow. And letting the healing energy infuse your energy system with intention. As you practice Reiki, can you really invite in this higher state of awareness? In yoga, we refer to this as the Buddhi mind, where we kind of zoom out, inviting in any guidance from your higher self, your highest empowered self. This wisdom that comes from within, of knowing, feeling, hearing, seeing. Just welcoming in any information from your highest self. Considering if there's any boundaries that you need to create to essentially take your power back. It can be boundaries with
others, or it can be boundaries with unserving thoughts or patterns. Are there any energetic boundaries that you can create to really support yourself fully? And letting yourself just rest in your true essence as your truest self. A famous quote by Thich Nhat Hanh, "To be beautiful is to be your true self." So let your unique light shine in the world. This unique light shining paths for others as well. Give yourself permission to rest here as long as you need. And I'll close out our practice from here. It's been such a pleasure to guide you and support you. You can move right into the Solar Plexus Yoga Nidra practice if you're able to. And please stay connected. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments. From my heart to yours, namaste.